Robschild. Nothing I say is investment advice. Welcome to the show where we view financial markets through crystal ball gazing. J.P. Morgan once said, "Millionaires don't need astrologers, but billionaires do." And so we begin. Today is Monday, May 20th, 2024. Later this week, we have NVIDIA earnings coming out, which I will be paying attention to. I don't pay attention to a lot of earnings, but this is one I will be paying attention to because of its market cap and its size in the indexes, and it's also got meme sort of mania following as to what's going on here. Like I've been talking about, the valuation's so crazily high that this is the kind of report that can actually rock the entire stock market. And then Thursday we have initial jobless claims, which I'm expecting to come out weaker than expected, just because of my zoomed out view of things getting weaker here. And we have flash PMI coming out. The most important data on the near time horizon is next week, actually Friday, PCE coming out. That's a huge report, and again, I'm expecting it to be weaker than expected. Onto the charts. This is the S&P 500. We've been sitting very close to all-time highs. We're sort of consolidating here a little bit, not really moving up or down, just kind of, if anything, crawling up into a flag. I mean, so is this topping tail on Thursday of last week gonna hold us from going higher, or is this a little wedge pattern that's gonna break to the upside? Hard to say. I'm a bear. I'm just gonna keep saying it. I think that this is the end. I think we're gonna be breaking down here, but it's just me and my crystal ball. Last few shows I've been talking about wrong chart, the triple Qs, the NASDAQ 100, and how we had this reverse head and shoulders and how it's playing out pretty much exactly like clockwork. And yep, it's looking bullish, a lot more bullish than the S&P 500 today. HYT, high yield corporate. This holds high yield corporate bonds and preferred shares. I noted how this giant red candle would send this market going downwards, and that still is happening. And we had a new closing low of recent history, and it looks like it, as being a leading indicator, this is a warning sign to me. This is showing that the higher price in the stock indices does not have legs here. It's more likely to fall than to keep going up when HYT is doing this. Next, the TNX. This is the 10-year Treasury note yield. I've been talking about for forever now that we've been in this channel, perhaps being a bear flag here, and very, very clearly breaking through it very recently. And I said it would be likely we might come up and test the line, and that's exactly where we're headed. It's like clockwork. It seems to me that tomorrow or the next day we will very, very likely hit this line before selling off, going to the downside here. My longer term view, when zoomed out a little bit more, is that we have potentially a head and shoulders larger top here, with the neckline being down here, and then this smaller head and shoulders, which already broke out. This pattern is done. It's already played through. And so if this plays out and we have a movement from the head down to the neckline, that same distance, we're pretty much headed right to this next support line. And if we break through, I do still believe yields are headed much lower. My target on this is at least 3.5%, and I might be getting out of most of my long positions in treasury bonds at that point. I actually added some more leverage today. I got some call options to expire in August on TMF. It's a leveraged form of TLT, basically triple leveraged. I decided for the moment I'm only risking about 0.5% of my portfolio in that, which, you know, if this does play out the way that I want it to, I calculated out that I might be, it has the potential to double my entire portfolio size using a very small percentage. So it's a very nice hedge, especially against all of my stock positions. Copper looking as strong as can be. I've been talking about how there's this bullish flag here and how it broke out, and when you put it at the top of here, we were there. We went to the top. It's amazing how this plays out like clockwork sometimes. And yeah, copper looking as strong as can be. Very wild. I believe this mostly has to do with the strengthening of the economy in China right now, as they are a large user of copper. I mentioned NVIDIA earnings coming out this week as being important, partly because of SMH. This is the semiconductor index. This is all the companies that do what NVIDIA is doing, making these chips, these semiconductors. And as you can see, we're very close to all-time highs in this index. And so, you know, later this week on Wednesday, it's like, are we going to have another leg up in semiconductors? I highly doubt it. I think that, I mean, it has to end at some point. NVIDIA cannot keep going up infinitely forever. Eventually, there's an end. And, you know, typically when you have valuations such as what you see in NVIDIA happening, you know, soon as it stops accelerating, you know, it's things don't go up like a rocket ship and then just level off. They crash straight back down. And so I'm expecting this to crash down. I think this could be the beginning of the real crash in stock markets. But, you know, that's just me and my crystal ball. I mean, what am I? The guy with a crystal ball? Yes, I am. I'm the guy with a crystal ball. Can't be wrong. Last chart today, Bitcoin. Now, more obviously, very, very obviously breaking out of a previous bull flag channel. This is very, very obvious. It looks like Bitcoin is now very likely to get up to, what is it, the 90,000 range. Seems like it wants to go straight there at this point, from what I see in this chart. You know, if we end up seeing you know, HYT correctly, you know, taking the legs out of the market here and everything going down, you know, the probabilities are high of patterns like this playing out, but they're not 100%, nowhere near 100%. So, you know, at best, a lot of these patterns are like 70 or 80% accurate. And so, you know, out of 5 times, one of those times it doesn't work out. And yeah, because of the overall market conditions, I think this could get quite bearish quite quickly. And that's all I have for you for today. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Robschild.